What's happening, everybody? We're back with another episode of Too Much Fantasy Football. It's Brian, it's Brennen, and we've got some problems to fix here. We've got the AFC and the NFC North. We're going to go through and figure out not all things, but the top three things that we think that they should fix going into the 2026 season, how we can have a successful fantasy year. Brennen, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I feel like some head coaches have been hired recently, though I think the dominoes are going to start falling pretty quickly.
I'd imagine we probably have 6 to 7 of those complete before we get through the AFC and NFC championships. Might just be a couple of them sitting there left at this point.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of I think Clint Kubiak is the last. Oh, and also the Rams, their DC I think is a hot spot for a head coach.
I've heard him and the Ravens have been connected quite a bit. So yeah, just a couple guys left as far as the ones that are still playing for something. That could be picked off, but I mean, yeah, like you said, those dominoes are falling. We're seeing Robert Saleh go to Tennessee. He's finally got a quarterback, quote unquote, maybe, possibly better situation than he had in New York, at least.
I mean, I don't want to I feel like this is a fair chance for him now. It's all right, you chose to go there. You sat there and said, I like what I see in Cam Ward. He's obviously going to focus on the defense. He did have issues that he was very, very conservative with going for it. On those 4th and 3s, he was nah, I'm going to trust my defense to get the stop. I think he needs to learn this time around, put your balls on the table and go.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, go back to San Francisco and be DC again, man. It's not too bad. Speaking of DCs, that's what's happening down in Miami. They're bringing in Jeff Hafley from the Packers, the guy who let the Bears come back and win on them there in the playoffs. But this one was kind of surprising. I know we talked about it a few weeks ago as a name that popped up, but I did not see this coming as this guy being this high up in head coaching, the range of it. He was, the third one signed?
Yeah, he was the second or third one signed, and I think I'm out on HN now. I don't know who he's going to bring in, but I just feel like McDaniels, abused him, more than he should, but it was great for people who own HN. Now I'm, I think I'm going to sell him in Dynasty. I think I'm going to try to get the most I can.
Yeah, it was an interesting situation, HN coming out of the draft, undersized by most people, very concerned, but the fact that he went to the Dolphins in the zone scheme that McDaniel ran, that's where the excitement grew. So we have no idea who he's going to have as OC as of the time of this recording. We don't know that situation. So yeah, a little nervous for Waddle and HN. At this point, I'm saying just trade them. Trade them all. Trade them both. Get some capital, because this team it's crap. When we do this episode, when we rebuild that team, they have a lot to figure out down there in Miami.
Yeah, there's a lot of question marks. Where I don't even know where to start, because it's what are you doing with Tua? Where are you rolling? I just feel like there's just so many looming things. I just have no idea where to start with them.
Same. Well, let's go ahead and work on fixing these AFC North teams. Let's start off with the Steelers, of course, number 1 team in the division. I mean, where do we start with this team? We have so much going on here. They're looking for a head coach. They're looking for an offensive coordinator. They're looking for everything here.
Yeah, I just think the main thing that I would hammer with this team is you need stability in all the places. Running back, it was a cluster of we drafted Caleb Johnson super high because he was the rookie 3rd-round pick, and then that turned out to be a disaster. It was Jalen Warren, and Jalen Warren was actually pretty steady, and then Kenneth Gainwell was heavily involved. It was and then the tight end room was that's just Arthur Smith's handprint all over it, and then DK needed somebody next to him.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest spots you need to do, no matter how you address the quarterback situation, wide receiver, they need to add some talent. It can't be, you can't have Calvin Austin out there, especially when DK Metcalf's not going to be just a target hog. I'm cool with DJ Moore. Why don't you make that trade? The Bears are going to be heavily over on the cap. They need to make some things happen. He was the worst graded out wide receiver out of the big 4 they had. Trade for DJ Moore. You have tons of cap space, Steelers. You put those two alongside, you're not going to have to overpay in free agency. And you get out from underneath that deal within a year or two.
I don't know if Steelers fans would want that, though. That's if I'm trying to think, who's your quarterback? I think that if they make that move and they're still not well, is it Rodgers again? I feel like Rodgers is not coming back. I feel like he was there because of Tomlin.
What if it's Mike McCarthy that comes in here, though? Does he bring Rodgers back?
Oh, that's going to be fun. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't even know who because Malik Willis, I think gets a hefty contract. like Mariota, like another shot. But I think Steelers fans would be just so upset if they just did another like a 1 year deal. Like, but the problem is this this class sucks.
Mm-hmm. So, like, to address the quarterback situation for me, yeah, I think I'm making a trade. I'm already adding a second trade to a team that, they get involved every now and then, but this is a team that they hold on. They don't just make irrational moves typically. I'm trading for either Geno Smith, who's probably going to be replaced with Mendoza, or I'm going to push this on several teams here on this episode. Anthony Richardson.
God, that Geno Smith contract, I think, might be a issue. I don't know if there's like any dead cap for them or anything else like that, how to get out of under it. That would be kind of interesting. I think AR is going to be a lot of teams like, fuck it, just give him one chance and see what happens. There's something there clearly. Can we hone in on it? I think he'll be answer for a lot of guys that are just like in that unsure stage for quarterbacks.
He's still young enough. I'm not out on Richardson yet. Like, am I down on him? For sure. But, like, he's going to be younger than Mendoza, who's coming out first overall pick most likely in this draft.
That's crazy.
Absolutely wild. And the last thing here I want to touch on, it's the running back situation. Caleb Johnson, we got to see virtually nothing from him. They'll have Jalen Warren there. They got to give the guy a shot. They have to give the guy a shot.
Is Kenneth Gainwell under contract still? Or is
No, he's a free agent. Yeah, he's a free agent.
Okay. What if they just brought him back and then just makes it all worse?
I wouldn't like I said, Steelers have right around $46 million to spend, so they can go get a free agent running back, one of those lower guys, Kenneth Gainwell, something within that realm of the pass catching back. I don't want to see it. I don't want 3 running backs in that backfield again this year.
No, thank you.
Oh God. Regardless, I think they have a I think they're anywhere from a 4-win to an 8-win team. Like, depending on how they work it, I just don't think that they could do anything to truly make themselves a playoff contender this next year.
Yeah, unless they got lucked into a top 15 quarterback.
Yeah, which, I don't know if they want that. They passed on Jackson Dart last year. They clearly aren't going to be aggressive. This team is tied for the 4th oldest team as well. That defense, it's aging. It's a lot of money tied into it. They've got a lot of work to do there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
To Baltimore.
Yeah, I think the number one thing is like get a competent play caller for Lamar and company. Mm-hmm. Like get somebody that's going to get the utmost usage out of him and everything around him. He clearly can be a quarterback, but he's obviously dangerous with his legs. Have someone come in there and fully utilize him to the max.
100%. 100%.
He should be QB1 every year. Like, if we're being completely honest on Josh Allen is great. I no like shade to him, but like at the end of the day, I think Lamar should be the quarterback 1 Anthony Richardson by the definition of it, but like Lamar should be 1.
Yeah, I completely agree. We've seen how good he has been over the last few seasons as a passer. And then, of course, I think he has probably the highest ceiling as a rusher. Jaden Daniels gives him a little bit of pushback with that one, just with what he can do. But, yeah, Lamar should be absolutely the 101. So it's all about the right head coach, the right OC. But it's Baltimore. I have complete faith that they will get this right. They got it's a great organization. From the front office, they do a good job up there.
I agree. My second thing would be Extenze Flowers. I think he's actually a good fit. I think I know what he is with Lamar. Like, he's like a wide receiver 2. I draft him as a wide receiver 2, and I'm going to get wide receiver 2 numbers. I'm not upset about it.
Do they bring back Isaiah Likely?
I think he gets paid this offseason. So I think they would have to give him a decent bag for him to come back.
Yeah, I agree. I think the third thing here, kind of obvious, easy one here, but as far as their draft picks, it's the trenches. They're losing Tyler Linderbaum, the center most likely here in free agency. They just got to keep shoring that up, keep protecting Lamar.
I think they sign Linderbaum. I think they make him the highest paid center, and that's like you keep who you draft. Like, you don't let him walk. Yeah, I think they keep Linderbaum.
Well, that throws off my next team we're going to talk about. So,
yeah, I'm sorry.
I guess, really the running back situation, they've got Keaton Mitchell, they've got Derrick Henry. A little bit of depth there, but I think we're holding on that Derrick Henry's still going to give him at least one more good year.
Yeah, I think I don't, man. I want to. I've said like, oh, that this is the year that Derrick Henry. I've said that before in the past and look like a jackass. So I'm not doing that. I think he still has one more year in him. Like that'll be my new saying for Derrick Henry. Still think he has one more year in him.
Yeah. Do you think we can get Mike Evans up here?
No, he's Tampa Bay for life. He is.
Come on. So was Reggie Wayne.
The Ravens will get a old veteran wide receiver like they always do, and have it be that.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was looking at here. Like, where is the? They're not going to pay some, the Romeo Dobbs. It's going to be hitting. They're not going to pay anybody like that. It's going to be the older vet. It's going to be the replacement for DeAndre Hopkins. So I don't know, Keenan Allen possibly. Marquise Brown. Do we get a reunion possibly? No, I think he's done.
I don't know what. Yeah, I think he's just going to get hopefully invited to a roster spot.
No kidding. This team, it's solid top to bottom. I think this was my most coveted spot for a head coach to come into. So I don't think there's a whole lot they need to fix. It's all about the coaching. It's all about that OC position.
Yeah, that's my biggest takeaway. Is like who is going to be the head coach for Lamar Jackson for the years to come.
Nice. I guess we're going to Cincinnati.
We are
going to Cincinnati. This one's cake.
Yeah, they are. Cake. There's nothing I would really change about them. Like, I love Jamar. I love Chase Brown. I think T. Higgins is great. I mean, tight end, if you want to add another piece, but it kind of takes away from like what that is. It's like you.
And they just paid Gesicki too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think
draft a lineman. Protect Joe.
Yeah, I had Tyler Linderbaum coming here in free agency. Either him and or Braden Smith, just one of the two, if not both. But just get some veteran line in here, somebody who knows what the hell they're doing at either the tackle or the center position, and then your draft is literally nothing but defense and offensive line. It's all you have to worry about. You got your running back, you got your wide receiver. Should have your quarterback, as long as you don't piss him off anymore.
Yeah, like I think Bengals fans would be very upset if that draft did not just say O lineman and then defense.
Mm-hmm.
If it was anything else, I think they'd be pretty upset. Like, you don't need a wide receiver. You should be playing. You're not like a rebuild team. Like, this is like you have a quarterback. You need to push chips in at every single waking moment like that. So, yeah, I'd be very surprised if they didn't go about that in the draft.
Yeah, Trey Hendrickson most likely is going to be walking here. I doubt they retain him via the tag or an extension. So, I don't know, like a Khalil Mack, a Joey Bosa, a Gross Mato, like somebody like that, add some veteran edge, but then you're also going to be drafting the hell out of that position.
Yeah.
Fire your head coach. That was on my list of things to do.
I agree. Didn't happen.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday, though. But the second longest tenured head coach in the AFC. Andy Reid's 1. Zach Taylor's 2.
Gross.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it, folks. I guess what else are we doing here to shore this team up?
That's it, dude. Like, I know Chase Brown's like a low RB1, high RB2. Do
you think he gets extended?
It's the Bengals. So when you mention money and Bengals, I always just lean no. So.
Yeah, he will be going into his 4th year this year. Interesting situation, especially with a running back class. There's a number 1, and I think there's no tier 2, tier 3 guys, is what I'm hearing. It sounds like it starts with the tier 4 is the next running back up. So
it's Jeremiah Love, and then who? It's gonna be very interesting who goes to after Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, we might not get another running back taken until like round 3. It's pretty bizarre.
It's a possibility. That is actually a possibility.
So I'm sure, in free agency, get a little depth there behind him. Samaje Perine's an aging vet. He's great for that team. But, yeah, it's depth, it's defense, it's offensive line. This one's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Off to Cleveland.
Let's go.
I was so excited. I kept talking this up as one of my top half of my head coach landing positions. Just that defense is nasty, man. But then we did a little digging, pulled back the sheets a little bit. They're losing 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And they are negative 33 on the cap right now. Of course.
So insane. And it's because of one player. It's like
1.5. Myles Garrett isn't helping that.
Yeah, Myles Garrett is, but like
He
he also
deserves
just
it.
broke the sack record. Yeah, he deserves it at anybody. Like,
Yeah, it looks like after this year, they're finally going to be able to get out from underneath that deal a bit. They're still going to take a dead cap hit, kick more of it down the road a bit. But I think this might be the last year that we have to talk about Deshaun Watson. You're on the team of like absolutely don't start him, even if it's between him or Shador.
this is what my takeaways for the Browns were: draft O lineman, or figure out that O line because it's gonna get gross, and then make Fannin and Judkins the focal point of your offense and build
Love
around
that.
that. That's
Love
where
that.
I would stand with that. And then my last one was don't let Deshaun start. I just don't. I think it's gonna be. He hasn't played in how long? We're going on
Year and a half at least.
year and a half, and then it was awful when he did play with Stefanski, who is a great play caller.
Yep.
I just I don't see a world. I get it, and I think Haslam's going to force the Browns' new head coach. Be like, hey, he's got to play, and I don't know if I want that.
Is this where we trade for Anthony Richardson?
No, so stupid. We have 4 quarterbacks.
I mean, they had 5 going into last year,
I
so
know.
as far as like right now, I've seen him mocked to a lot of wide receivers in the first round, just taking one there. I think they're at 6. I don't hate it. They do need some wide receiver help. I'd rather see an offensive lineman. This team has a chance to build this perfect, kind of like they did with Baker. They built the defense. They built the offense. All they need to do is plug in that quarterback. So screw the wide receiver this year. Take that offensive lineman there at 6. Build that in. So next year when you are ready to actually compete, all you have to do is plug that guy in, whether it's a vet, a rookie, whatever the situation is. So I think it needs to be an offensive lineman there at 6.
I agree. I think it does need O lineman, then use the Jags pick as like a luxury pick, someone that fell, whatever the case is. Like, I think that's how you need to go about their draft.
Yeah, 100% agree. And then again, don't let Deshaun Watson start.
No,
At this point, why don't you just cut him? You're gonna have to pay him whether he's there or not. I guess you have to go make him go to practice and every day and be like, hey, we're at least gonna make you see that you have to do something to get your money rather than just go sitting at home.
Yeah, it's that again. 3 first-round picks. Kudos to the Texans. They obviously won that trade by a mile. I just the Browns. Like there's just no words for that situation. Honestly, like I think he is going to start too next year. Sadly, I think it's going to be like when you're paying somebody $60 million, you got to give them a shot.
Yeah,
Like, that's where I look at it.
I don't disagree there. Alrighty, I think we got it. I think we just fixed the AFC North.
I think we did too.
Nice. Look at that. Gosh, I can't wait till we get those phone calls next year for those GM positions.
All right.
Nice. All right, let's go to the NFC North. Let's fix the other North teams. We're going to start with the Bears. Of course, the number 1 on the team in the division, the number 2 overall NFC team. And, granted, we're ending with a loss on the year, but we're ending coming off that Caleb Williams throw. I watched it 100 times yesterday. I watched it 50 times the day before. I can't stop watching that play.
Yeah, like the whole thing with like stats for Caleb, like the 50%, the bad throws, it doesn't matter. Like, because only him, Mahomes, Allen can make, and Lamar probably can make those throws. Like,
and I'd be willing to throw it into the conversation that it might just be a couple of them. That like incredible throw, dangerous, stupid, amazing.
Yeah.
Starting off here, though, I mean, we saw it take over there at the end. Colston Loveland finally got into his groove. Luther Burden, we didn't get to see him be a focal point in this offense, but we saw this guy bring up some magic. As far as like yards per route run, this guy is epic, like top 3 all time for rookie wide receivers, up there with the Jamar Chases, with the Justin Jeffersons. We just have to release it, and the best way to do that is quick crowd in that backfield. Let's get rid of Zacchaeus, and like we talked about with the AFC North, let's trade away DJ Moore.
Yeah, I think when you watch the Bears going into the playoffs, I think like making Loveland the focal point is what's really needed. Like, he is a pure route running tight end, and he's very good at it. And I think that's what they need to build off of. Like, we saw what Ben Johnson did with Laporta, so I think he is basically his Laporta clone. That's what he took him at, the 10th overall pick. And Burden is going to be. I feel like he should be. He's already, I think, ranked in the top 20 for dynasty rankings for rookies, if I'm not mistaken. he's going to be like a third, fourth round pick in next year's draft, and it's going to be very scary.
Which I won't like if DJ Moore is on this team. So not only will this clean up the offense of just the pie, how it's shaped out, but it also alleviates the cap situation. Right now, the Bears are sitting right around $3 million. They have a lot invested. I think they're top 3 as far as money spent on their offensive line. So this DJ Moore's contract balloons. I think it's about $28 million against the cap next year. So it helps out a lot of situations as far as doing that.
Yeah.
Number 2, what do we have here? Running backs?
I think you keep the duo. I think it works. Like it's one of those things. Obviously, the NFL is very rarely going to have 32 bell cows. Like it's just not a thing.
Especially nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's very rare we have those, but like they worked. Monungai and Swift worked together. I just say roll with it next year.
Yeah, I completely agree. Ben Johnson wants to run the ball. That's why they showed up this offensive line the way they did with this power run offensive line. So, yeah, 100%. You lock in the duo, keep them rolling. And Swift's cheap. I don't think you're going to get another running back of his caliber for what the money that they're paying him.
I think he's like $7 or $8 million. Yeah, he's like really, really cheap for what he'd probably get on the open market right now.
Last thing we have here, that first round pick, I think it has to go to an edge. His defense was good. Year before last, when they were a lot healthier, they were, shockingly good compared to where people had them ranked. But get him another edge rusher, put him on the other side of Sweat, really put some pressure on that quarterback, really cause some havoc on that end, and take a little bit away from Caleb. Caleb wants to be Superman. He will go out there and try and be Superman. I don't know if we want him necessarily to go be Superman in year 3. Give him a couple more years to get under this offense. Let's not put all the pressure so he has to go make those crazy throws all the time. But like let's shore up this defense, and then all the other pieces kind of fall in as far as I see.
Yeah, I think Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen is going to be a good combo for years to come. I think we'll be putting them with like the Kevin O'Connell, Brian Flores like tier for me.
Yeah, I agree. Nice. Anything else here on the Bears?
No, I think a Bears fan should be excited going forward.
I think so too. You missed out on the NFC Championship, but that wasn't the goal this year. That wasn't the goal. Goal was the playoffs and a 4,000-yard passer. But I think we'll achieve multiple rounds in the playoffs next year. Caleb Williams, let's get that 4,000 mark this year, and let's move on to the Packers then.
Yeah, let's do it.
Into Green Bay. Another interesting situation. Right now they're negative 15 mil on the cap. Of course, we know things can be fixed there. They retained their head coach. They extended him. Who's the focal point here in this offense?
I still think it's Josh Jacobs. I still think like he had obviously he had a great year until he got injured, and then it was just downhill from there. But I think you have to figure out the focal point of the offense. And I think it's Josh Jacobs, and then it funnels through whatever's left. I know that's kind of LaFleur's system. Like they just extended him. So what we got last year is going to be the same thing as this year. Like, so if that's the case, then like I'm a little bit higher on Tucker Kraft. I'm assuming he'll be back for a regular season. The only real thing that is like the anomaly is like the wide receivers. It's just something different every week, and I think it's going to stay that way.
Yeah. They will be losing most likely Romeo Dobbs.
Yes.
They'll still have Christian Watson. They've got Matthew Golden, the first-round pick from the year prior. They got Dontavian Wicks as a depth piece. They'll have to get another wide receiver for sure. A wide receiver 2, 3 or somewhere in there to add to the mix. I think you extend Christian Watson, though. From how they've been drafting wide receivers, the situation that he's kind of growing into, and he pairs well with Love. I really like what those two... Like, Love is very talented at the things that complement Christian Watson. And also, just huge fan over here. Haven't bought a jersey yet. I need him extended before I can buy a jersey.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I think you extend Watson, you pay him, and you kind of hope Matthew Golden takes that leap for year 2.
Yeah, and then for the draft, I think it's a lot of focusing on the defense for me. Filling up. They've got a lot of people walking this offseason, the free agency. They're not going to be able to retain a lot of them, and Micah Parsons can't do it all.
And no first-round pick.
Oh, that's right. No first-round pick. I didn't even... Mm-hmm. So, yeah, a lot of seconds, a lot of thirds. Luckily, they'll probably get an extra third-round pick for Malik Willis going into free agency, but that won't be, of course, until next year's draft.
Yep.
Nice. What else we doing here in Wacky Pack land?
I think that's it. I think health was their deterring factor for where their season ended this year. So
I agree. Let's go to the Lions. I've seen people sticking up for their offensive coordinator situation, the Drew Petzing. I've seen people like, oh no, I think it's going to fit well with Dan Campbell, the system they have here. Trying to make excuses for him. I'm not saying it's a bad. I'm not saying it won't work out. I just feel like they had so many other options. Like, had they been in the playoffs and they didn't have a chance to retain their OC because, multiple other teams had a chance to get them first, sure, that makes sense. But, like, y'all were what, like the third OC signing? No. Go get Cliff. Go get somebody fun.
Yeah. I like, because there's just so many suiting names out there. There's just like, I'm really curious. Like, there's still a lot of head coaching openings. Like, does Cliff get a chance at head coach? Like, honestly, like at this point, like I'm really unsure of like who is going to be hired for head coaching and who isn't.
Yeah, and there's tons of guys that are on that cusp that they would be amazing OCs, and they have a chance to get the head coaching spot. So we need some of them more dominoes to fall, or just these teams to pony up and pay your OC like a head coach. It doesn't count against the cap. Why would you not? Mike McDaniel, hey, I'll come pay you $1 less than Mike LaFleur if you come here. I think he'd come. I'd come. So, yeah. All over the place like a fire hose. Come on, man.
Anyways, moving forward. They need to move off of Monty and let Gibbs have the reign of the backfield. I think you draft a day 3 guy, have him be a Monty replacement, but like the offense just is so much better with Gibbs out there at all times.
Yeah, go get Rico.
Oh, I just piss off so many. I'd be pissed off as a Gibbs owner. Are you serious? Like, what are we doing? Like,
yeah, I don't think we want quite that much motor, but yeah, they need somebody behind him. But Gibbs needs to be 65% of the touches, close to that 70% range. Gibbs, again, another guy that was barely at that cusp of 200 pounds coming out. So, like, can he hold the workload? The dude's grown up. He is now a man's man. I'm sure he's well over 200 pounds, more close to that 210, 215 mark. Give him the work. Give him the work. And he's going to be eligible for an extension this year, too.
Yes, I believe so. Or I think it's next year. I think it's next year.
Or I think they can do his 5th-year option this year, I guess is what I...
Yes.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting just to see how that plays off, whether they give him the 5th year or they're just trying to extend him right then and there just to get out from underneath that. Draft focus, it's got to be on the aging O-line, the vets. They've got 2 more guys. They had, I forget his name. Retired this past year. Yeah.
Yes, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, and they've got 2 more offensive linemen this year that I've already talked about, like the possibility of retirement. And then you've just got Penei Sewell over there that like you're really confident in. So, yeah, whether you pick one up in free agency, but I think the draft needs to focus on that. And then, of course, depth in the defense.
Yeah, that was really the killer for this team. It's just like the amount of like I know they had injuries last year that were crazy, like they lost it, and then they did it again. They lost like their entire secondary this time. So I get it, Lions fans. Like can't predict injuries though, unfortunately.
Unless you're in San Francisco. I wonder if they have a power plant there in Detroit. I wonder if that's what that is.
A lot of electricity.
Yeah, they just can't see the power plant because it's covered in all that snow. Yeah. What else are we doing here with the Lions?
I think that's it. I think you're pretty happy because, like, Amon-Ra's clearly the one. We all know that. I think this OC is going to do something similar. Sam Laporta comes back. Jameson Williams is going to be, I think he'll probably be a wide receiver 3. I don't know if he's a 2.
I don't know if we have wide receiver 2s anymore. Like, just looking at how wide receivers finish, the amount of run that tight ends got, the amount of 12, 13 personnel we're seeing now in this new NFL over the last few years. Wide receiver 2s, it's an interesting situation kind of diving into that. And then Tesla, I think he's just going to be a great depth piece, touchdown threat. He's going to ruin a few games as far as some of your other pieces there.
Anytime touchdown will be a fun bet for him every week just because it's a possibility.
Over under 7.5 touchdowns for Tesla next year.
Oh, under. I'm doing under.
6.5.
Sure. Under.
It's got to be 5.5. Then's the line.
Yeah, that's where my line's at with him. It's probably 5.5.
I want to say 6. I don't know. Fun situation there. What else are we doing to Detroit?
I think that's it. I think they have everything kind of like they have. You do need to start pushing your chips in though with Jared Goff. Like he's not young. He's in his mid 30s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I think he's like somewhere in that 31, 32, something like that.
Oh, I think he's older.
No way. Is he really?
Yeah, I think he's older.
You know what's funny too? I'll
He's
say
like 36.
I didn't think I typed in Jared Goof. Oh yeah, he was born in 94.
Yeah.
All right. He's 31 then. Okay.
Okay, 31. Okay.
But either way, like this isn't an elite quarterback that I think that can produce at the level that he does. I mean, maybe he gets to the year 35-ish and he's still producing at a decent level, but I didn't think he'd make it after 2 years through Detroit. I really thought he was just going to be a bridge quarterback because the way they built this team, it seemed like they had the possibility to go get an elite match up an elite quarterback with all the other talent here. I like Jared Goff. I think he's fine enough, but I think you have to be excellent every other spot around him for him to be able to take you to the big dance.
Oh, 100%. He is more of like the final piece for teams, so to speak. If like you have everything in place, like we just need a guy to operate at a decent level, and that's Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he could plug into a really good team and do some damage, but he's not going to. They're going to lean on him, game in and game out. Well, that's it. That's all the teams in the AFC. Oh no, I guess we have to talk about the Vikings, don't we?
I was like, damn, all right.
This is a team with problems. This is a team that just potentially lost their defensive coordinator in Brian Flores. This is a team that's negative $37 million in the cap. This is a team that has old, aging running backs, and the biggest question of them all, the fucking quarterback.
I guess let's start with the easy one. Find a way to bring back Flores.
Yes.
That's super simple. That's what we had in our notes. It's like, this defense is great. It's great because it's Brian Flores. He knows how to run a defense. He's very good at that. I think you and I are both under the impression, though, that like he's got a chance to go be a head coach. Like he's going to take it. So,
yeah, I completely agree. The backfield, they can't pay a free agent necessarily unless it's like a bottom tier guy. It is Jordan Mason, who's old and he's getting banged up, and then it's Aaron Jones, who's great, was great. Now he's just old. So, like, they need to address it. They need to add something. But we've talked about the running back class. I don't think they're going to do it in the draft.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to run that back with, like, because I think they spent like $80 million last offseason on offensive linemen, and it did not go well at all. Ryan Kelly, who is prone to concussions, and I told my buddy, I was like, dude, he is great when he plays. The problem is he doesn't play a lot because he gets concussed, and I think he had like 3 concussions this year. I think he's probably going to retire. They're going to be without a center.
I don't think that like it's responsible for anybody to continue to let him play. He had that issue the entire career that he had with Indy, and when we let the center and the guard walk, as Colts fans, I was like, I'm okay with it. I love an offensive line, but those two guys.
I just don't know how Will Fries did. It's my only one. I don't remember if he was good for them or not.
Yeah, I don't. I guess it depends where you look. PFF and the grades.
Yeah, probably. But again, I think the Vikings just have. They have a lot of problems. Like this is like, I think Vikings fans themselves are just like, what are we going to do? Because like now we're going to talk about the quarterback position. Like, are you really going to run it back with JJ McCarthy? Like, did you like what you saw in progressions for a couple of weeks? Like, are you like, all right, like, do you go and you bring in a veteran quarterback like a Marcus Mariota that's going to give him some challenge?
Is this where we trade for Anthony Richardson? Did we find it?
Kevin O'Connell did. They were willing to offer 4 first-round picks for Anthony Richardson.
And in the game that the Colts and the Vikings played, there's that little soundbite of him talking to Anthony Richardson. Hey, you're going to be great in this league. Don't let people get you down. Just like that. That you can tell Kevin O'Connell, whether he can or can't, he has that ego enough that he thinks that he could make Anthony Richardson great.
He gets a little excited when he hears the name Anthony Richardson.
Oh yeah. There's a reason he's standing behind the podium when they ask him those questions. Yeah. But as far as like you talked about bringing in veteran talent, and JJ McCarthy's young too. So if they did bring in a full-time starter for this next year that was guaranteed just a one and done year, I don't think it's crazy. And I think you know where I'm going with this.
I'm just thinking in my head that we blew past something that, like, they have Justin Jefferson, which is great.
I saw that there's no law stuff coming for Addison. It got dismissed.
Really?
It was a misdemeanor trespassing, and I guess the state of Florida is dismissing it. So like him and Rashee Rice, it looks like as of now, won't see any repercussions from the NFL.
Yeah. Well, he lucked out.
Is Aaron Rodgers the answer here? To complete the Brett Favre saga.
I think he retires.
I
want him to, though.
I think this might be the one spot that Rodgers would be like, sure, we'll run it back one more time, because they are just missing a quarterback. They're like, a couple other small pieces, of course, it's not like that's the only thing they're going to do, but they're a quarterback away from seriously competing in this division. And is Aaron Rodgers that quarterback? I think he could be under Kevin O'Connell and behind if they can get the run game going too.
Yeah, that's the problem is that, I think Aaron Rodgers did actually pretty well with Pittsburgh, and he exceeded expectations. I definitely didn't think he'd do this well. So I think he goes to the Vikings. That's going to be another team that has all right, he has a wide receiver one in Justin Jefferson. At least he has that going for him. And I think obviously that'd be super exciting. But my question for you is, it's JJ McCarthy again. Where does Justin Jefferson go in drafts?
Not on my team.
Okay, what is too far? What the mighty have fallen? What is too far for you? Pick 112.
I think he's a second round pick next year. I think he's a second round pick next year. I think he'd be early second.
The ego in me will be taking him everywhere just because I'm like, he is too talented not to be a first round pick. Because it's true, he isn't.
That's what I said this year when he was falling to the 107, 108, and I wasn't happy with picking him. So I think that's where I feel comfortable taking him. I'd be more comfortable taking him in the early second rather than my first round pick.
Okay, so 201 instead of 112. Now you feel better?
Sure.
All right.
I mean, that was a little different, just them being back to back, but somewhere in that 2.3 to 2.6, or right about that place, that's where I would feel more comfortable. But I think his range of outcomes are all over the place. Yeah. I think his biggest hope would be the fact that run game is just absolutely crumbling and they're throwing it nonstop. And he's just target monster. And even with JJ McCarthy, he's able to catch 65%, 60%, whatever, however low it would be coming at him.
Just don't give him hospital balls.
Yeah, that's the one thing we don't need. We don't need him. Chris Olave ended up.
Mm-hmm.
Previous Chris Olave, 2025 yes. Chris Olave. Played the whole season, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Well, 17 out of 18 games.
All right. Well, it looks like we fixed it then. Brian Flores, figure out the running back, and Anthony Richardson. No.
Yeah, we'll go with Anthony Richardson. I'd rather go have Anthony Richardson than JJ McCarthy.
I would too.
Yeah.
It's funny, they're both the same amount of injury prone, though, despite them being drastically different body types.
Exactly. I would agree. And I think there's more upside with AR than there is McCarthy.
At least you get a full season between the two of them, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, there it is, folks. We've fixed the AFC and the NFC North. Coming up next, we'll be doing, of course, we're going around the entire compass. We'll get East, South, and West coming up. Trying to hold off on those West teams just a little bit longer, and I guess the East teams until we get figuring out as far as some of these playoff teams. Probably South might be where we're going next.
Yeah, South for sure.
Brennan, what else you got for the people?
I got nothing else.
He's got nothing else, folks. I've got nothing else. He's at Too Much BMulk. I'm at Too Much _Brian if you're looking for us. Check out all of our stuff, whether you're here listening on the podcast. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends. You're not in season, so you can share it with your friends. They can hear us now. If you're here on YouTube, we appreciate you listening. Drop us a comment. Tell us how you would fix these teams. Thank you all for listening. We'll see y'all next time.
Deuces.